What's going on, people? I want to talk to y'all about a little gadget I kind of invented. I like to bring as little in the kayak as possible. The less I have in my way, the better. So 2 rods is all I've been taking lately. So I like to be very particular about what rods I bring. A lot of times we have to sabiki up bait. It's tough to use a fishing pole, especially when you only have 2 rods, to dedicate one of those to sabiki. So that was just a no-go. I couldn't do that. I couldn't have only 2 rods and have a dedicated sabiki rod. Another problem, when you put a sabiki on a rod, it gets tangled in everything. Also, by the end of the day, I usually just cut the sabiki off and throw it away, so it's very wasteful. Well, I kind of found a solution to where I can only have 2 rods in the boat, and I can basically have another sabiki rod that's tiny. Check it out. So what I did was I went over here to my pool noodle stash, and I grabbed this one. Then I came over here to my woodpile stash, and I found an old broomstick. So what I did is I cut the pool noodle to about 1 foot long, and I pounded the broomstick down in there. Then I took some 30-pound, some cheap 30-pound mono, and I made about a 20-foot long leader. I tied the leader onto the pool noodle, tied the leader to a sabiki, and then I put a heavy 2-ounce weight at the bottom. It allows me to have basically a third bait catching rig in my kayak that weighs nothing. Now, instead of a sabiki only lasting 1 trip, they generally last about 5-6 trips. Let's go and see how I do out in the field with this thing. Metal broomstick in there to give it a little rigidity, and then that way I can wrap it like this. And I just drop it down, usually 10 to 15 foot when we're going off the beach, BTB, and I just hand jig it. The cool thing is when I'm done, I wrap it up like this, and then I can put all the sabikis into the foam, and it preserves your sabiki like crazy and keeps it all, you know, neat, and you can use it over and over. With my hand line, I don't have to dedicate a rod to bait. It works fantastic. Hand lining, baby, hand lining bait. That's the way I roll. Boom fish. See, that's just a stripped down sabiki. From having to put an extra rod in the boat, I use 30-pound mono, heavy weight on the bottom. These are moons, they're okay. Like I say in my seminars, I like everything in my boat to perform more than one use. And if it doesn't perform more than one use, it better be small. So there you go. You don't need a sabiki rod after all. Just adjust the amount of line you need for the depth of water you're sabiki jigging in. See y'all next time.